Hello, and thanks for tuning back into Inspiring Life Design. If you haven't done so already, it would be great if you could subscribe, and if you hit the bell button, that means you'll get notified every time that I publish a new video. Also, if you find that you enjoy this video and like it, give it a thumbs up, and that way I'll know to do more of them. Actually, for this video, I'm planning on doing 12 this year, and the reason being that this is going to be my monthly how did I get on with my goals video. So I set myself 8 goals at the start of January, which is to last me for all of 2019. And each month I intend to post a YouTube video to come and tell you how I'm getting on with the goals, to make sure I'm staying focused on them, and hopefully to be ticking some off, saying that they're done. I'm hoping that you'll enjoy watching along and seeing how I'm getting on with my goals, and you can help hold me accountable. Feel free to pop comments down below on what you think I'm doing right, what you think I'm doing wrong as far as achieving the goals, and if you've got any ideas for things I can do to get better at them, then that would be fantastic. So onward and upward, we'll get straight into it. I've got my goals written down in my bullet journal, and I've also got the mission statement that I wrote for myself at the start of the year. I've had a personal mission statement for about the last, I would say, 3 or 4 years. I got the idea from reading Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I just really like the idea of having sort of a statement about what it is that you want to get out of life. So maybe I'll just start off and read my 2019 personal mission statement to you, just to put it out there. I won't do this every time, but just seeing as this is the first update of the year. So my mission statement is to give myself time to appreciate all the wonderful people and things that I have in my life. I seek most of all to have freedom in how I use my time, share love and special moments, enjoy happiness, bliss and contentment daily, feel alive with excitement, exhilaration, wonder and youthfulness, eliminate stress, worry and fear, improve myself by learning new things, and help others find contentment, freedom and happiness. So I read this every day to just keep it fresh in my mind what it is that I want most out of life. So in terms of my goals, my first goal is that I want to achieve my ideal weight or my perfect weight, and my sort of benchmark for this, I want to feel good about how I look and about the clothes that I'm wearing. So ideally I would like to be able to get to the point where I can fit into size 12 clothes. There's quite a way to go to get to that point. I'm not going to divulge too much there, but I think the way that I will achieve this is by watching, to a certain extent, what I eat. And by that, it's probably about avoiding too many of the sugary sweets and chocolates, probably not overdoing it on the alcohol front, and just generally making careful and sensible food choices. I tend to eat mostly organic food anyway, so I'm pretty comfortable with the kind of foods that we're eating on a day-to-day basis. I would say in January I had a pretty good month. It's January, everyone's on a health kick. I started off the year pretty well by exercising quite a few times in a week. And I did that by doing Pilates at home or running on my rebounder or doing exercises to YouTube videos. Have to confess that has petered off a bit the last couple of weeks, so I need to get back to looking at how I can fit some exercise in. I'm hoping to go and start playing badminton once a week, so that will help. In terms of food, like I was saying, I'm pretty comfortable with where we're at in terms of our lunchtime and evening meals. I would say the challenge for me is on weekends when we're not in so much of a routine. Quite often we'll have events and socialising that we're doing, and at that time I tend to overindulge a little in the alcohol and sweet things and crisps and things like that. I think I just need to be a bit more conscious in February moving forwards of weekends seeing how I can improve. But I'm not going to take it too far to the extreme because I don't want to stress about it. I've done that so many times in the past. This is going to be a slower journey for me. It's not a let's just ram this and get there as quickly as I can. So overall, I would say I'm reasonably happy with where I am for January. Still quite a long way to go. So my second goal is one of my two really big goals for the year, in that it's a real massive stretch for me. I read a book by Jack Canfield a few years ago, and in it he came up with this idea of BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. And this one feels like that for me at the moment. Even though I wouldn't have set it if I didn't think I could do it, I just know that it's going to take an awful lot of effort to get to this point. So the goal is to make £7,000 per month by the end of the year from my online business. Last year I set goals which was to make a certain amount of money overall in the year, and I did pretty well. I think my goal was £4,000 for the whole year, and I ended up making just over £3,000. This year I decided I didn't want to have an overall financial goal to work to in that way. Instead, I wanted to try and end the year at a point with my business where I was making the kind of money that would mean that I never have to go and work doing different kinds of work again, like the sort of IT work that I've done in the past and freelancing. If I'm making £7,000 a month by the end of the year, that's plenty for me. And it's not to say that my goal will stop there in future years, but for this year, this would just be the most amazing, life-changing goal to achieve. So the question is, how did I get on in January moving myself towards this goal? I would say pretty good. So my main strategy and my main business is book publishing, as you will know if you've watched any of my other videos or read my blog. And I've decided for this year that I want my focus with publishing to be more on audiobooks rather than Kindle and paperback books. I think there's a bit more potential there, and it's an area that I haven't gone into very much so far. I do have one audiobook at the moment, which was from prior to 2019. So with the goal of going big on audiobooks this year, I've taken one of my existing Kindle and paperback books and I've adapted it so that it's suitable to be recorded as an audiobook. And I've gone through the whole process of finding a narrator and having them do the recording process for the book. I've listened to it all, I'm really pleased with it. And now I'm just in the final stages of the audiobook production process for that book, which means that in about 2 weeks' time, I should be hearing back from Amazon. Hopefully there's nothing that needs changing and I can just put that book live, and then it's out there ready to give me sales and I'll be making some royalties from that. My plan for this year to try and achieve this goal is to get 10 audiobooks published during the course of this year. Now, this one that I'm just about to get published as an audiobook will actually give me 2 audiobooks for the price of one, because this is the companion book to the other book that I already have on Audible. So once I have the audio approved, I'll not only be able to publish this book as an audiobook, I'll also be able to bundle it with the previous book, and therefore that gets me 2 audiobooks, which means out of the 12 months of the year, I've done the lion's share of 2 audiobooks in January. I'm delighted to have gotten back into the audiobook process and have been through it once, because it's really refreshed my memory. It's not as difficult. Well, in fact, it never was difficult, but it's easier and less traumatic than I remember it from the last time. So I'm fired up now and ready for February to start getting some new books written that will be written for the purpose of publishing on Audible. Goal number 3 is to grow my inspiring life design brand to make it into another viable income stream. At the moment, Inspiring Life Design is a blog and it's this YouTube channel, and I also have an Instagram and Twitter social media channels. and I'm on Facebook as well, although I don't do a tremendous amount on Facebook. I really enjoy having the Inspiring Life Design blog. I find it a creative outlet. I post on there once a week, so if you're interested in following along, do go to inspiringlifedesign.com. I'll have put the link below and have a look at my post there. And then also, obviously, this YouTube channel, it's still very much in its infancy, and I'd really like to grow that during this year. In terms of using these to bring in additional income, to be honest, this year the focus for me is more on publishing in terms of income, and I really just want to enjoy Inspiring Life Design and sharing the things that I'm learning, making some friends, and I love reading everyone's comments and chatting to people. Especially on Instagram, it's such a social place to be. But if I can make some money from it, I will. I think the way that I have opportunity there is potentially with some sponsored posts on the blog. So we shall see. Goal number 4 is to plan and take holidays with my boyfriend. Last year, didn't do too much on the holiday front. We did a 5-night holiday to Disney, which was amazing, but when we got home it didn't feel that much like a holiday. We were quite tired, and we also did a weekend camping trip last year, but that was it. And I've always been somebody who loves holidays and loves going away, and I really feel like I'm needing a bit of a break. So we are going to plan and take at least one holiday this year. So January for us was really a planning month. We've had a chat about places that we might want to go. We've also been seeing what else we need to fit in this year, because holidays will need to fit in around other commitments. So far, ideas are going somewhere like the Lake District or Scotland for like a log cabin type holiday. And we had considered going to Paris for holiday, but we're not too sure whether we're going to plan for that just yet, what with Brexit and the troubles that they have been having in France. We have made some progress in that we've started talking about it, but we still have more to do to get some trips planned in. I think I forgot to say about what I'd actually done during January for Inspiring Life Design. So I probably should just quickly recap on that. In January, I did, I think it was 3 blog posts on Inspiring Life Design, and I did 2 YouTube videos. So that's keeping the momentum going on that side of things. So yeah, pleased with that. Okay, so goal number 5 is to learn something new this year. Continuously learning is absolutely essential. Well, it is for me. It's something that I love to do. I've been doing quite a bit of reading this year. I've been trying to fit in 30 minutes a day, or listening to podcasts or learning something online. I've also booked in to go to an Apple store actually next week. I'm going to the Apple store to take some of their free mini modules that they do for learning how to improve on video, how to edit, how to take better video. So hopefully that's going to help for this channel. So I'm pretty pleased with my progress on this goal, because I've already got something booked in for February. I could be ticking this goal off quite early in the year, which would be amazing, but it doesn't mean that I will stop learning. I will continue on. Just also on the learning front, I am going to be crewing again this year at Tony Robbins. It's his Unleash the Power Within event. It happens in April in London at the Excel Centre in the Docklands, and it's such a wonderful opportunity to go and learn and meet other like-minded people. So that's kind of something else that I think goes alongside this goal. My 6th goal is my other BHAG goal, so my big hairy, another of my big hairy audacious goals, which is that I want to invest £30,000 into ISAs this year. Last year I didn't invest anything into an ISA, well certainly not for the 2018-2019 financial year. I still intend to invest in an ISA this year. I want to put £20,000 into an ISA by the deadline in April, and then to have also put £10,000 into one for next year, so that when January rolls around in 2020, I'm not in the same situation that I've still got to find £20,000 to put in. I do like to try and fill up my ISA allowance every year if I can, because it is my ISAs that are my mechanism to achieve financial independence, which is my overarching goal. I've been saving up in my ISAs for about the past two to 3 years. Now, I didn't make any progress at all with this in January. Part of the money that I am planning to invest is due to come to me from an inheritance. So I'm waiting on a house sale to go through. So I know that's coming to me basically, and that I intend to save that in my ISAs. But I'm also going to have a look at my accounts and see if I can find some money to put in. So not a lot of progress on the ISA front in January. My goal number 6 is to donate £600 to charities. I give regularly to charities through direct debits and standing orders. I've been doing that for many years. I think I've got about 5 or 6 charities that I split the money between, and it works out about just over £30 a month that I donate. So to be able to donate £600 to charities this year means I'm going to have to push that a little bit more. I haven't added anything to the money that I donated in January yet, so I haven't increased that or added any other charities. So basically no progress on that goal in January, but I shall be looking to that as the year goes on. Also, I do tend throughout the year at times to sponsor friends and things like that, so there'll probably be opportunities to donate extra money that way. And finally, my 8th goal of the year is to make a plan for attending Mastery University, which is 3 further events that Tony Robbins does. There is Date with Destiny, Life Mastery and Wealth Mastery, and the 3 courses are bundled together, and therefore you get a cheaper price to go and do all 3. I discovered about the Mastery University when I went to Unleash the Power Within back in now 2017. Last year I saw it again while I was there crewing, and I can get a slight crew discount if I decide to purchase it this year. However, I know because of prior commitments and because I'm in a transition point moving from my existing freelance business to my online businesses, realistically I'm not going to be able to afford to do Mastery University this year, which is why my goal is to actually make a plan to attend it. As I was setting my goals in January, I really felt that I didn't want to forget about this goal altogether. It's something I feel quite passionate about and that I really want to do. So to kind of keep that fire alive, I've set this as a goal to look at my finances and see, okay, if I start putting aside, I don't know, £100 a month or £200 a month, how soon is it that I can actually afford to go to Mastery University? I didn't work on that plan in January, so I've still got that on my list of things to do. And that is my goals for 2019 and my January update. I hope you found it interesting, entertaining. I hope you don't think I'm an absolute crazy person thinking that I can achieve all of those. I certainly hope to achieve as many as I can. I really love goal setting, so if you have goals that you've set this year, I'd love to hear what they are. Please let me know in the comments below. Also, if you need any help with setting goals or want to know what's a good way to go about setting goals for yourself, let me know, because I can do a video on that or a blog post or both. Yeah, so do let me know if you've got goals, and let me know how you're getting on with them as well. How was your January? That's it from me today. I hope you had a great January, and I will see you in the next video. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the video that you've just watched. If you did, please consider subscribing, that would be awesome. Also, you can find my blog, and here are some videos that I've done before if you want to go and check those out. And I'll see you next time.